Well, it started 30 years ago when I was studying at the conservatory. I studied composition and I was very much interested in computer programming. And I realized that it was very well possible to automate some aspects of composition. So I started experimenting. This app contains a virtual assistant composer. She's called Aimée, and basically she is a composer in her own right. But probably her most important task is to be an assistant to real composers, myself included, of course. You start with a melody, or 2 or 3 melodies, and you can ask Aimée to make a melody for you, but you can input a melody yourself by just playing a keyboard, for instance. And Aimée will then finish the composition. Of course, you can tell her how you would like to have it by setting some parameters. So you can choose your ensemble, and Aimée will take that into account when composing. And you can choose a key or, well, several other things you would like. The tempo, for instance. YouCompose has several, it's a combination of 2 things actually. It's an expert system that contains the basics of the music theory, and I make a combination of that with what I call genetic or evolutionary programming, where dynamics and melodies, things like that are generated, and well, some melodies or some harmonic features, they survive in a next generation based upon the music theory and based upon the parameters that you give Aimée. And these surviving melodies or surviving dynamic cells, if you like, together form a new composition. I was busy composing music to the play Othello, a tragedy by Shakespeare. And in one of the scenes, Desdemona sings the Willow song. And this Willow song is about a woman who is mourning and crying over a lost love. I tried to show 2 ways in which this could be done: in a traditional classical way, where the melody is in the soprano sax, and Aimée uses traditional classical harmonies to support it. And a second way, totally different, with totally different harmonies, but with the same melody still, in the tenor sax this time, just to show how she can treat the same melody differently. What you can do with the app is, first of all, ask Aimée to compose, if you want, a complete symphony. 4 movements in classical or jazz style that you could use for your own productions, if you would like that. But it's mostly used by composers or by by anyone who loves to do it, to make harmonies to a melody that you input yourself using a keyboard, for instance. When I'm programming my computers, I always have music in my mind. I somehow hear the music when I'm coding. So it's not only a technical thing, it's a musical thing as well. In the next video you can see and hear, of course, the two interpretations of the Willow song played by the Hague Saxophone Quartet.